Welcome to TAO, your go-to podcast for the latest in tech, business, and innovation. I'm Sarah, here to guide you through today's exciting topics.
And I'm Mike, ready to dive in with questions and curiosity. What's first on our list, Sarah?
First up, AVPL International, a company based in Gurugram, is making waves with a $1 million investment in defense drone R&D. This initiative is part of India's push for self-reliance in defense technology.
That's a significant investment. What's the main goal here?
The aim is to reduce dependence on imported components by developing local alternatives for critical parts like flight controllers and motors. They're also focusing on advanced technologies like swarm autonomy and high-altitude drones, which are crucial for the Himalayan region.
Interesting. And how does this tie into the Make in India initiative?
It supports the initiative by creating a more robust domestic drone supply chain, expanding manufacturing and training infrastructure in Bihar and Haryana.
Sounds like a strategic move. What's next on our agenda?
Next, we have Cluely, a startup that's been in the spotlight for its AI tool providing real-time notes during online calls. They've seen a rapid revenue surge to about $7 million in annual recurring revenue just a week after launching their enterprise product.
That's impressive. But I hear they're facing some challenges.
Yes, indeed. Their core functionality is threatened by a competitor's free open-source version. This could impact their ability to sustain their rapid growth.
That's a tough spot to be in. Let's move on to our next topic.
A group of independent publishers has filed an antitrust complaint against Google in the EU. They claim Google misuses their content to create AI-generated summaries that appear above their links, leading to traffic and revenue loss.
Can publishers opt out of this practice?
Unfortunately, if they opt out, they risk being removed from search results entirely. The publishers are seeking an interim measure from regulators to prevent further harm.
Google must have a response to this.
Google argues that these summaries create new opportunities for content discovery. It's a contentious issue for sure.
Let's see what Google is up to next.
Google has officially launched its AI video generation tool, Veo 3, in India and over 159 other countries. It's available through the Gemini app's AI Pro subscription.
What exactly does this tool do?
It allows subscribers to create up to 3 8-second AI-generated videos per day, complete with synthesized sound. This is seen as a significant shift in content creation, lowering the barrier for producing video content.
And what about safety concerns?
Google is implementing safeguards and watermarking AI-generated videos to ensure transparency.
That's reassuring. Moving on, what's next?
HCLTech is expanding its partnership with Equinor to advance the energy supplier's digital transformation. This includes managing crucial IT operations and focusing on cloud migration and cybersecurity.
That sounds like a big deal. Anything else on HCLTech?
Yes, they've also struck a strategic partnership with OpenAI, giving them privileged access to OpenAI's AI models. This positions HCLTech at the forefront of enterprise AI adoption.
Exciting times for HCLTech. What's our next topic?
IG Drones, based in Noida, has secured India's first patent for an indigenous defense drone simulator. This simulator is designed to provide realistic combat training for armed forces.
That's a significant achievement. How does this support the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative?
It reduces reliance on foreign technology, marking a significant step in India's journey toward self-sufficiency and leadership in advanced defense technology.
Impressive. Let's keep the momentum going.
InSpace has facilitated the transfer of 10 ISRO-developed technologies to 6 private Indian companies. This move is aimed at boosting private sector involvement in space.
What kind of technologies are we talking about?
The transferred innovations include critical launch vehicle components and geospatial models for agricultural and water monitoring. This helps firms produce high-tech equipment that was previously imported.
A big step for India's space ecosystem. What's next?
Maieutic Semiconductor, a Bengaluru-based startup, has secured $4.115 million in seed funding. They're focused on using AI to automate and accelerate the design of analog semiconductors.
How will this funding be used?
It will help expand their engineering team and aligns with India's ambitions in the global semiconductor market.
Exciting developments in the semiconductor space. What do we have next?
Meta is working on AI chatbots for its messaging platforms that can initiate conversations and remember past interactions to foster deeper engagement.
That sounds like a big leap. Are there any concerns?
Yes, there are significant safety concerns, similar to those faced by platforms like Character AI. Meta plans to address these with disclaimers about potential inaccuracies in AI responses.
Safety is crucial. Let's move on to our next topic.
OpenAI is leasing a vast amount of computing power from Oracle for its Stargate AI infrastructure project. This involves around 4.5 gigawatts of data center power.
That's a massive amount of power. What's the goal here?
The project underscores the immense resource requirements for developing advanced AI, and it deepens the collaboration between OpenAI, Oracle, and NVIDIA.
A major undertaking for sure. What's next on our list?
Kulveer Tagore has launched Phosphor Capital, a venture firm dedicated to investing in Y Combinator companies. He's raised $34 million for the fund.
Why focus solely on YC companies?
Tagore cites YC's high return potential and his deep connections to the accelerator. The firm has already backed over 200 startups.
Leveraging strong networks can be powerful. What's our next topic?
Replit has enhanced its coding assistant, Replit Agent, with an upgrade called Dynamic Intelligence. This includes features like web search and extended thinking.
How does this improve the AI's capabilities?
The goal is to make the AI a more capable coding partner, handling complex tasks with less human intervention, helping Replit compete with tools like GitHub Copilot.
Sounds like a valuable tool for developers. What's next?
Ilya Sutskever has taken over as CEO of his AI startup Safe Superintelligence following the departure of co-founder Daniel Gross.
Any reason for the leadership change?
Reports suggest Meta tried to acquire the startup, but Sutskever affirmed that SSI will remain independent, focusing on building advanced AI systems safely.
Leadership changes can be pivotal. Let's move on.
Shares of Synopsys and Cadence Design Systems surged after the U.S. lifted export curbs on chip design software to China.
What does this mean for the companies?
It eases uncertainty as China is a significant market for them. This decision might also help clear the path for Synopsys' acquisition of Ansys.
A positive development for the companies. What's next?
Tata Consultancy Services is opening a new innovation center in Singapore to help local SMEs and startups adopt artificial intelligence.
How will this center operate?
It will enable collaboration with experts to develop and scale AI solutions, also hiring 50 recent local graduates to support operations.
A great initiative for local businesses. What's next?
Workday is expanding its presence in India, with a new local data center on AWS expected by 2026. This move helps comply with data sovereignty regulations.
What else is Workday planning?
They're boosting sales operations and setting up a global capability center in Chennai for AI innovation, underscoring their commitment to growth in the region.
Strategic expansion indeed. What's next on our list?
Elon Musk's xAI has received permits for 15 natural gas turbines at its Memphis data center, despite operating generators without permits previously.
That sounds controversial. Any legal challenges?
Yes. The Southern Environmental Law Center plans to sue xAI for Clean Air Act violations, citing significant emissions concerns.
Legal battles ahead, it seems. What's next?
Zoho Corporation has launched a new R&D center in the rural village of Neduvathoor, Kerala, focusing on AI and robotics.
Why choose a rural location?
It's part of Zoho's strategy to bring high-tech jobs to rural areas, supporting local economies and talent without forcing migration to cities.
An inspiring model for inclusive development. What's next?
There's a growing trend among corporate leaders predicting massive AI-driven job losses. Some predict that half of entry-level jobs could vanish in 5 years.
That's a stark prediction. What's driving these forecasts?
Executives from companies like JP Morgan and Amazon suggest that major corporate restructurings are imminent due to technological shifts in the workforce.
A major shift indeed. Let's wrap up with our final topic.
Companies including Google and Meta are calling for a delay of the EU's AI Act, citing a lack of clear compliance guidelines.
What's the issue with the current timeline?
The rules are set to take effect soon, but the official guidance may not be ready until late 2025, prompting calls for a stop-the-clock intervention.
A complex situation for businesses. And with that, we've covered all our topics for today.
Thanks for tuning into TAO. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into these fascinating stories. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Goodbye, everyone.